I spent £110 buying every Domino's pizza to see if I rate any of them a 10 out of 10. There's 22 pizzas to try, so let's rank them from worst to best.
Yes, welcome back to another food review, and this time we're reviewing Domino's every pizza on the menu, and we're going to start with the worst one, which is the cheeseburger.
That is actually disgusting. There's too much tomato sauce, along with the cheeseburger sauce on top. It just is mush. The flavour of everything together just did not work in my opinion. That's a 0 out of 10.
At number 21, we have the pepperoni passion.
It's too salty for me. The pepperoni is like, ugh, way too much. I don't like it. That's a 2 out of 10.
Then in 20th place, I was torn on whether I like this one or not. It is the tandoori hot.
I don't really like the chicken pieces. The tandoori flavour is quite bitter. It does have a good spice to it, a good kick, but it's not that pleasant. That's a 3 out of 10.
In at number 19, it is the chicken feast.
That's a very boring pizza. Bland chicken, tiny bits of mushroom, sweet corn, and then really strong tomato puree sauce. That's a 3.5 out of 10.
In 18th place, not another favourite of mine, it is the American hot.
Not great taste to this. The pepperoni is a bit salty, you've got a bit of spice coming from the jalapeno, but it's a bit bog standard. If you don't like many toppings on your pizza, this might be for you. It's not my cup of tea. That's a 4 out of 10.
Number 17 goes to the Veggie Supreme. Sorry, veggies.
I never minded a Veggie Supreme, but I feel like the quality of the ingredients has gone down recently because I used to really enjoy it even as a meat eater, and now the vegetables like really thin and almost tasteless. That's a 4 out of 10.
At number 16, never been a fan of this one, it is the ultimate spicy sausage.
Oh. Although it has a lot of heat, the first thing that kind of hits your tongue is vinegar. It's so sharp with the vinegar that it's a little bit off-putting. I do like the texture of the salami. I didn't even have one of the peppers, and yet I think I literally just touched a bit and my tongue's just got a little bit numb. But so they are like freaking hot, man. If you just want something that's going to blow your head off, this might be for you. That's a 4.5 out of 10.
Then in 15th place, we have a classic. It is the original cheese and tomato.
I personally don't think their margaritas are that great. The cheese they use is nice, it's a good blend, but the tomato sauce just doesn't have enough flavour. It's a 5 out of 10.
At number 14, one that always divides the crowd, it is ham and pineapple.
The age-old debate of whether pineapple belongs on a pizza, the way I see it, if it's a cheap sort of American-style English pizza, yes, pineapple belongs with it. If you go into Italy and you're ordering from a place that does like authentic Italian pizza, no, get that pineapple away from it. It does not go. Domino's version, it doesn't work for me. Like the pineapple isn't juicy enough, and the ham is quite salty. Amongst the tomato sauce, the flavours just don't balance well enough for me to make it a really good pizza. That's a 5 out of 10.
In 13th place, how I describe myself, it is hot and spicy.
It's got a sharpness and it has got a kick. The problem I have with this is that the spice just takes over, and because the other ingredients don't have a strong flavour to them, you can barely taste them. You may as well just have a pizza full of chili peppers. It's a 5.5 out of 10.
At number 12, didn't find this one very spicy. It is the veggie volcano.
It's actually quite underwhelming on spice. I was expecting it to be freaking hot. It's not. It has got a good kick. I like the jalapeno peppers. They do have a nice spice to them, but this pizza is pretty basic. It's literally, if you like jalapenos and peppers and that's all you want on your pizza, it's a 6 out of 10.
In 11th place, it is the meat fielder.
Lots of quite salty meats, a little bit of spice coming from this like mini pepperoni. That's probably the thing with the most flavour. It's alright. That's a 6 out of 10.
Then kicking off our top 10, we have the meatball marinara.
I've never been a massive fan of Domino's tomato sauce. I find it a little bit bland. It's almost like tomato puree. But I do like the herbs that are on top, and the red onion gives a bit of sharpness but sweet at the same time. I feel like it sort of lacks a little bit. That's a 7 out of 10.
At number 9, it might need to change its name. It's an absolute banger.
It's not bad. There is a lot of salt, but I am kind of in love with the sausages from Domino's. They're sort of cheap and cheerful, but they really have good flavour. That's a 7.5 out of 10.
Then in 8th place, it is the New Yorker.
I think the mushrooms add something to this. They take it from being like a bit of a salty pizza. They just add like some sort of earthy flavour to it. I would have that again, and I have had it before. It's good. That's a 7.5 out of 10.
At number 7, my favourite Domino's pizza to have at a party, it is the Texas barbecue.
The barbecue sauce is perfect. It's nice and sweet, it's got a bit of stickiness, it's got spice. The chicken is okay, it can be a bit dry though, peppers are good, they add sweetness to this. I prefer ham over the bacon at Domino's, can be a little bit dry. It's a good eat, it's an 8 out of 10.
Then in 6th place we have the Ranch Barbecue.
I assume when they say ranch, they mean like meat from the ranch, because there isn't a ranch sauce on there, there's no like dressing, unless it was missed. It's nice, it's not as nice as some of the other barbecue flavoured pizzas, and you've got sort of salty against the sweet barbecue, which balances nicely. That's an 8 out of 10.
Right then, into top 5. Starting off, it is the gluten-free cheese and tomato.
For a gluten-free pizza, it's pretty good. The base is quite thin. It is a tad on the biscuity side, but if you are a gluten-free person watching this, then you'll know that the bread is not like standard bread. This is one of the best pizza bases in my opinion. They are the Shah pizza bases. If you've had them before and you don't like them, this probably isn't going to be for you. That's an 8 out of 10.
Then in 4th place we have the Mighty Meaty.
I like the balance of the flavours. I think their sausage has a lot of good flavour, a lot of strong flavour. The mushrooms are good. You've got the pepperoni, which has a bit of spice to it. The ham's got a good texture. That's a really nice pizza. That's an 8.5 out of 10.
In 3rd place, I think this will anger a lot of people, but I really liked it. It is the plant-based pepperoni.
Having tried a lot of vegan pizzas, this is good. I don't think the base is exactly the same. It's incredibly thin, but the cheese is lovely and creamy and doesn't have too much of a strong coconut flavour, which I can't stand. The pepperoni has a nice kick to it. Although it's got more of like a paper texture to it, the flavour is incredible and actually nicer than the meat alternative. That's an 8.5 out of 10.
At number 2, if I haven't made you angry enough yet, I'm sure I will do, it is the Tuna Supreme.
I thought it was going to be a lot grosser than it is. The texture of it works quite well. It almost has the texture of sort of a pulled beef or pulled chicken, but I don't like the aftertaste of fish. That's my personal preference. Do let me know if you're somebody who buys this pizza. If you can handle that fish taste, the sweet corn is lovely, you've got onion on there, and the tuna is quite delicate. I gotta give that a 9 out of 10.
Then at number 1, if you have never tried this pizza before, you are absolutely missing out. It is the Meteor. And if you made it this far, make sure you leave a pizza emoji in the comments section.
Really nice selection of meats on there. They have got saltiness, but it balances with the sweet, sticky barbecue sauce underneath the cheese. I think this pizza is excellent. That's a 9 out of 10. See you next time.